Welcome everyone to the Dr. Blue Duck podcast. And yes, it is spooky season. As you can see, I'm wearing my Great Pumpkin shirt. I'm also wearing my Dodgers hat. You guys can talk more about that in the comments after they win the World Series, of course. But let's talk about this. What's a spooky game to have a date night with your wife? Okay, we're going to talk about actually two spooky games that you can play when having a date night with your wife. And I'm talking about you put the kids to bed. It's Friday nights. You don't want to watch The Office for the 20th time. So you bust out the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 and you play this game or these games. Here they are. Here's my suggestion. House of the Dead 1 and House of the Dead 2. Okay, they're pretty cool games. So House of the Dead was originally an arcade game that came out worldwide in 1997. Some of you weren't even alive then, but this channel is for gaming dads, so that you gaming dads probably were. Back then, teens would just pump in quarter after quarter after quarter in the local arcade. And I know some of you might not even understand what the local arcade is. So if you're curious about that local arcade, I want to encourage you to check out a game on the Switch titled 1980X. This game weighs heavily on 80s nostalgia and on the importance and significance of the arcade back then. Also, two movies I would recommend are The Wizard, which came out in 1989, and The Last Starfighter, which came out in 1984. So then House of the Dead 2 came out on arcade worldwide in 1999, which is a special year because that's the year I graduated high school. There's also House of the Dead 3, House of the Dead 4, and the 2018 game titled House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn, which I actually haven't played. If you've played that game, please let me know in the comments below if it is worth checking out. But right now, only House of the Dead 1 and House of the Dead 2 are available on the Nintendo Switch. And of course, the Nintendo Switch does not have light guns for it, so you do have to use that Joy-Con, but it's still a neat experience because instead of having to go to an arcade, you can play the game in the comforts of your own home, in the living room, on your couch, which is kind of cool. It's kind of relaxing. So one night when House of the Dead 1 came out, my wife and I put the kids to bed, and then we sat on the couch, busted out those Joy-Cons, and we played through the classic rail shooter as we shot at zombies and classic monsters and moved through level after level, reminding ourselves to always reload. And about after 40 minutes, guess what? We actually beat the game. It's a short game. And that was kind of neat because it's like we did something. We accomplished something on our little date night without even having to leave the house or get a sitter for the kids. We beat an entire game, my wife and me together. We did it. So it was kind of neat. And yes, we weren't at an arcade. You know, I don't even know if there's many arcades in my town anymore, maybe just for little kids, but definitely not for like teens and adults. But anyways, it was a neat experience. It was fun. Now, maybe this year or next year, we will sit down and do the same thing and beat House of the Dead 2. It takes a little bit longer to beat, but still it's within an hour with only 6 main stages. The graphics are a little bit better since Sega went from the Model 2 arcade board in the first game to the Naomi arcade board in the second game, a little improvement there. Part 2 also has more enemies, more bosses, more paths, and more endings, but still you can beat it with within an hour, under an hour. That's kind of neat. You get to beat it. How many other games can you beat with your wife next to you, shooting zombies and stuff under an hour? So overall, if you are looking for a game for a spooky season date night on the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 this Halloween season, this Great Pumpkin season, maybe this Dodger season, this season, I would recommend checking out House of the Dead 1 and House of the Dead 2, and you and your wife can work together to take down those spooky enemies and beat the entire game together in less than an hour. So anyways, we catch you guys next time. As always, be kind, use your mind, and game on.